question 2.2, it said here, one reason for high level of biodiversity. Here you had to, a lot of you described, made a point, being like, oh, because it's hot and humid. Okay, who cares? You need to tell me why. That is your second mark. Your explanation, your AO2 is your second mark. Okay, so a few people got stuck at a mark just because they didn't develop their answers. Question 2.43 again is graph. Question 2.4. It says here, suggest two reasons for the changes in annual deforestation. A lot of you were good at naming two reasons for change, but there had to be reasons for protecting the rainforest, because here we're looking at rates of deforestation, but if you look at the rates of deforestation on the graph, they're going down. So a few of you said, oh, logging, mining. I'm like, no. We're looking at why the rate of trees being cut down has slowed down. So we're looking at reasons why the area was protected, not deforested. So it was a bit of a trick question because of the wording of it, but you had to look at the graph. Okay, hence why it said using figure 7. Number 2.5, again, that was 6-mark question. On the whole, you showed, I wrote here, great understanding of the economic of the term economic here, and you were good at naming more than one impact. So talked about economic impacts of deforestation. Okay, make sure that economic impacts, once again, they can be positive, they can also be negative. You're all very good. I was actually quite impressed that you a lot of you actually used the figure, but not all of you, so that's why it's still in the even better. If you use the figure, there's so much information here you could have used. Okay, for example, here it says that local Indians are now unable to carry out the traditional farming. Some of you are like, as a result, they lose their jobs and lose their income. Amazing, but not amazing for them, but amazing answer. Okay, so that is what I wanted you to see. Use a case study. No, wrong one. 2.5, explain the knock-on effects. Okay, so if you say they lose their jobs, tell me the knock-on effect. If you say they lose their salary, tell me the knock-on effect. What happens as a result of this, basically, okay? And basically, it would have been nice to see a bit of positive impacts, a bit of negative impacts, all down to economics only, not social and environmental, and giving me the knock-on effects. Then question number 2.6, 2.7, really easy, you smashed that one. 2.8, you smashed it. 2.9 is had a bit of a heart attack when I saw some of the answers, not because they were bad, just because it said here, choosing one of the following environments. Hot deserts, cold environments. We didn't study cold environments. So I don't know why so many of you picked it. Basically, those who picked cold environments, your answers were clearly just your good general knowledge of watching David Attenborough, watching Simon Reeve go through the cold environments and telling me all the problems. But there was no meat to the answer. There was no case study. There was no data. There's no facts because we haven't studied it. So that capped you at about 3 marks maximum. Just because you don't, unless you went out of your way to teach yourself a whole scheme of work. The scheme of work we taught you was on the Western Desert around Las Vegas and the Colorado River. Okay, so you had to talk about hot deserts. You're good at naming human impacts on biomes. Okay, so things like desertification. I'm not going to bother with cold environments. I'm just going to focus on hot impacts like desertification, lack of water, increasing population, etc. So on the whole, you were really good at naming more than one impact. You were good at telling me how that impact is negative, and you're good at explaining how humans impact biome. What I would say though is please make sure you balance it. Okay, so yes, humans, environments are at risk of human activity, but how can human activity also help an environment from improving? You could have mentioned that. Think of topics like afforestation or sustainable management of water, or water harvesting with the Hoover Dam in Colorado River, etc. Please use a case study, which was a hot desert, and think carefully about your structure. Those who are in 10A and 10B, and I'm sure 10C and D with Mr. Horn-Dixon, you've done that too. Think about, are you going to do the balancer? Or you're going to do the simple one. So you're going to do for, against, or you're going to incorporate the evaluation within your paragraphs. Okay, that would have made a much better 9-mark question. Because on the hot, I think that was the weakest question, because so many of you didn't do the hot desert. And then when you did it, think carefully about the structure. Think about including facts, evidence, data. Okay.